Tonight on CTV News, the first cases of coronavirus in Colorado. Find out how students are dealing with the virus abroad.
Then, how a bill in Colorado could affect student athletes in the state.
And find out where road closures might affect your weekend travels. All this and more on CTV News at 7. We start with breaking news. The first 2 cases of the coronavirus are now here in Colorado. I'm Lauryn Orcutt.
And I'm Jen Platero. Governor Jared Polis tweeted at 4 o'clock this afternoon saying, quote, "We are diligently managing the situation."
That's right, Jen. Now, this virus has been affecting CSU students since Saturday when the CSU Education Abroad program sent an email encouraging students studying in Italy to come back to the United States as soon as possible. According to the director of the program, Laura Thorns, quote, "CSU is asking you to make immediate plans to return. With every day, it will be more difficult to change flights, risks of exposures become greater, and further restrictions may be imposed to slow the spread of the virus. Please make arrangements to depart Italy within 1 week of today." We spoke to junior journalism major Nora Anderson, who is currently in Italy and has booked one of those emergency flights home, about how she is coping with having to cut her trip short.
I was very frustrated. I got very, very upset. I might have sent a few strongly worded emails, trying to convince them that this was not the right choice. But after having a few days to process everything, and I've been doing my research on what's happening, I understand the decision, and I know that it's time for me to go home.
So the question is, what's next for these students?
Next, I fly on my emergency flight home on Thursday back to St. Louis, Missouri, where I'm from, and I will be hanging out there, kind of doing a little bit of self-quarantine, just in case. And the university that I'm studying with here, Florence University of the Arts, is offering us a remote online schooling program, so I will be doing online classes.
Well, the Office of International Programs has told us that they are closely monitoring the spread of the virus and keeping up to date with the CDC to decide whether or not they will have students studying abroad in other parts of the world come back to the U.S. as well. After Super Tuesday, we have more results from the election.
That's right, Lauren. Joe Biden won most states across the country, but Bernie Sanders won California and Colorado. Sanders ended up taking a strong lead. He received just over 315,000 votes in Colorado. Joe Biden came in second place across the state, and he got about 215,000 votes across the state.
And here in Larimer County, Sanders also won the majority of votes. He was just shy of 40% of the county votes, totaling just over over 25,000.
The Colorado House of Representatives passed a bill that would allow college athletes in the state of Colorado to make money for their image and likeliness. The bill, which is similar to the one in California, passed last year. The bill wouldn't allow governing bodies like the NCAA to punish athletes for getting compensation for their image and likeness. The bill passed the Senate with unanimous votes and is now set to head the Governor Polis' desk for approval. If Polis signs the bill into law, it wouldn't take effect until January 1st, 2023, in order to give the NCAA time to assess the law.
Colorado Senator Michael Bennet will host a town hall meeting in Fort Collins tomorrow morning at the North Side Atzland Community Center on 112 East Willow Drive. The event will begin at 11:30 in the morning and doors will open at 10:30 in the morning.
Election committee officers are ready to go into anticipation of the upcoming election. Also, the Senate discussed 2 bills last night. Joining us tonight is Senate correspondent Kenneth Fredrick. Kenneth, what is happening in the Senate?
Thank you, Lauren and Jen. The majority of last night's meeting revolved around the ratification of 10 new elections committee officers. As well, the Senate discussed 2 bills, one of which involving a popular entrepreneurial contest here on our own campus.
The ratification of officers is usually a smooth and quick process, but this time there was a whole lot of debate on who would be the new elections committee officers. Elections manager Edgar Cedillo introduced his 10 candidates to help him oversee the coming election. And after a thorough discussion, the Senate voted to accept all officers in one go. Many senators disapproved of this move because they were worried about bias and impartiality.
They did not show any regard for respect for people in here who have different views, so I think that is something that we should go back and remember.
In another big move, the Senate approved funding for a popular event here at CSU. It's the entrepreneurial contest held here at the LSC. But this year, the Senate only had to fund $6,000 compared to last year's $8,000.
The point of this event is to provide the opportunity to our student entrepreneurs to showcase their really hard work and awesome ideas.
The Senate rounded out the night by continuing to discuss a bill that will affect how future senators are removed from office.
Senator Bailey, Senator Delegate, Senator Benitez.
The bill discussed last night just sets up a process for the legislative cabinet to recommend to individual colleges to remove their own senators. As well, the Senate is busy,
Kenneth,
but with the election on the horizons, it's only more likely to get even busier. I'm Kenneth Fredrick,
Kenneth,
reporting
what was some
live
of the
for CTV 11
non-election
News.
business at last night's session?
Well, last night, the Senate ratified their new External Affairs Committee chair. And next week, they'll even be ratifying another one for their internal committee.
The city of Fort Collins settled a lawsuit with Natasha Patnode for $325,000 after she was beaten by an off-duty police officer in 2018. The incident took place after Patnode was arrested for suspicion of stealing at the Target on South College. After an internal investigation found that the officer should have been fired, but he ended up leaving the police force anyways. This settlement makes it the second one in less than 1 month that the city has had to settle for excessive police force.
A 20-year-old Loveland man was sentenced yesterday for the fatal shooting of a teen at a party back in 2018. Gabriel Ventura was sentenced to 6 years of community corrections in connection to the killing of 17-year-old Eric Whaley. In Ventura's plea agreement, he was found guilty of manslaughter and had his second-degree murder charge dropped.
A Fort Collins man was arrested for assaulting his roommate and his dog. 35-year-old Aaron LaGuardia was arrested in his home near Old Town after he attacked his roommate with a machete. According to police records, LaGuardia was high on drugs, and at the time of the assault, he didn't manage to injure his roommate, but his dog was killed in the incident. Larimer County officials have charged him with aggravated assault, felony, menacing, burglary, and aggravated cruelty to animals. Fort Collins Police Chief says that using hard drugs can have devastating outcomes. If you or someone you know has a substance dependency issue, help is available in our community.
More development could soon be coming to Fort Collins, this time near Harmony Road and I-25. Right now, the area is being looked at development and is currently a natural area, which is why Mayor Wade Troxel and Councilmember Ken Summers voted no because they want to maintain 40% of natural land if the area is to be developed. The plan would still restrict the height of buildings to maintain views for Tinmouth residents, as well as reduce the size of businesses in the area. Well, if you're planning on heading south this weekend, be on the lookout because I-25 is set to completely close just south of US 34 in Loveland.
That's right. North and southbound lanes of the highway will close at 9 in the evening Saturday and reopen around 10 in the morning Sunday, as crews get ready to demolish a bridge just south of the Highway 34. CDOT reminds drivers to pay close attention while driving due to all of the lane shifts on the highway.
Well, you know, I-25 is already a really traffic-heavy interstate, so I know I definitely won't be traveling south this weekend. How about you, Jen?
I definitely won't be either, Lauren. So for those of you who do use the I-25 actively, just be sure to experience those high levels of traffic.
Yep. Well, Krista won't be sitting in traffic jamming out to music because she met a local musician. Krista?
That's right, Lauren. I will introduce to you a very unique local artist. Stick around after the break for more.